Okay, so we got another Marvel Universe. Marvel Universe? No, this is Marvel Legends. Marvel Universe was a 3 3/4 inch film line from a while back, which unfortunately ended too early. We got a Marvel Legends, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy, or Spider-Gwen, as she is colloquially known. Stumbled over that word there, but I stuck the landing, so that's good. So let's go ahead and open her up. Spider-Gwen is, of course, a parallel universe version of Spider-Man's dead girlfriend, Gwen Stacy, who a lot of people consider the death of Gwen Stacy to be the start of the Bronze Age and the end of the Silver Age. There we go. A loss of innocence for the entire Marvel Universe. Gwen Stacy died for our sins. Not long after her, the Punisher showed up. So, yeah, I guess there's some thought of that. Anyway, like over the years, like a lot of people have been kind of obsessed with the idea of Gwen Stacy, even though she was dead, and tried to bring her back in various ways. I think Joe Quesada actually wanted to bring her back after that whole One More Day debacle, but cooler heads prevailed. But they did eventually find a way to bring the character back, sort of, by having a parallel universe version of her that got bit by the spider instead of Peter Parker. And frankly, I think she's pretty cool. I like this version of Gwen Stacy better than the regular version. So, and you can see that she also comes with Spider-Ham. So we'll be talking a little bit about him. And she comes with the torso of Stiltman, because he's the Build-A-Figure. So hopefully I can find the rest of the figures to build Stiltman. I've been looking for her at regular retail stores. Have not had any luck. But I did eventually find one on Amazon for, like, retail price. She has been selling on Amazon for above retail price. This is a sought-after figure. So, hopefully you can find one if you want one. So we're going to set Stiltman aside. But first I want to look at him a little bit. He's got this kind of pearlescent gray suit. It's not, like, necessarily a true silver. It's more of a gunmetal. And the plastic itself is actually somewhat translucent. I don't think that's coming across on the camera. Maybe it is a little bit. If you look at the shoulders, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But where I can see the light kind of shining through there. So he's got like an armor piece that goes over it, and obviously you would plug arms in here, so that would help. But I'm just pointing it out in case anybody's curious. And then we've got extra hands for Gwen. She's got a set of fist hands, and she's got a set of web shooter hands. So we can have our web shooter. Let's go ahead and get Peter Porker out of here. And he is very much based on the movie version of Spider-Ham, not the comic book version. So his head's like way, way big. And from what I understand, you can take his head off, and you can fit regular characters' heads on there, like any figure they have. The Marvel Legends heads are supposed to be interchangeable, so I've seen where somebody put an unmasked Peter Parker head on there. It looked pretty funny. So, anyway, let's go ahead and set him aside. And then the last thing that Gwen has is she has a head with her mask on and the hood up. And unlike the last Marvel Legends figure that I had of Gwen Stacy, where these were two separate pieces, this is one solid piece. I mean, like, it's actually, like, you know, two pieces that are glued together, but it's you know, it's supposed to be one piece. That hood's not supposed to come off, which is good because that's one less piece to lose. And last but not least, we have Gwen herself, and I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude to Hasbro for not putting any annoying rubber bands or twist ties into this package. She's held in here pretty snugly. There's little, you can see, like, there's little clasps built into the tray itself that hold her in there. So kudos to Hasbro for making less annoying waste and less annoying crap that I have to cut off of these figures when I open them. Alright, so now that I've taken the figure out of the package, I noticed something that I missed, which is she actually has one more accessory, but it's packed onto the figure, and that's the hoodie that goes around her shoulders when she's got her mask off. So when you would swap out her head, you can take that piece off, and then she's not wearing two different hoods. Kind of a tight fit. That's what she said. Anyway, well, that's good enough. So there she is with the mask on. But I'm going to proceed with the rest of this review with her hood down and her mask off, because that's the way that I intend to display her. This hood is really nice, though. It's got, like, lots of nice wrinkling to it, and I don't know if it's going to come across on the camera, but there is actually a seam that's sculpted into it in the middle. That's pretty neat. Let's look at that head sculpt. Let's see if I can get focus really well. That is a really nice head sculpt, and it really looks like the cartoon. And the paint job on here is really good as well. I noticed when I took it out of the shipping package upstairs and I was looking at it in the sunlight from the glass window into my kitchen, it's not going to come across on the camera, but she actually does have some subtle freckling across her cheeks. So that's really nice. Her mouth is sculpted like slightly open, just ever so slightly open. And it gives her just like a little bit of expression that I like. I think I would have liked it even better if you could have seen her teeth. How she's got that little gap between her teeth, like almost kind of like snaggletoothie. And that was something I felt like gave a lot of character to her animated design. Let's see if I can get these hands out fairly easily. Yes, I can. So, like I usually do with spider people, I'm going to keep one fist hand so she can punch bad guys, and I'm going to keep the other in the web shooting position so she can web up bad guys. So, I didn't think to get one to compare, but I believe that at least from the chest down and the arms, and probably like the top part of the legs, not the lower part of the legs, because this is like, resculpted to have her ballet slippers on, which is really nice. A lot of this figure is recycled from, the standard Marvel Legends kind of like teenage girl body, which I don't mind so much. I kind of like having like her be a little more realistic looking to fit in with my regular Marvel Legends figures. But she still, like, I think looks enough like the animated model that they did give her a new chest, which I kind of think looks like, not to get into talking about action figure boobies too much, but it looks a little more like the animated model. And, of course, the head sculpt is really good and dead on to what she looks like on the cartoon. The paints are great. This is a great figure. I highly recommend it if you can find it. And I'm looking forward to trying to find the rest of the figures in this line. This has been a tricky one for me to track down, but I think it's going to be worth it. Stiltman should be pretty cool when you get them put together. I really like Frogman because he was a funny character in the comics when I was growing up, so I was always pretty amused by him. I loved the Spider-Verse movie, so I'm going to be happy to have the characters that are represented in this line. I can only hope they get around to doing, like, the other characters, like Spider-Man Noir, because I would like to have that one. Hopefully he comes with a Rubik's Cube. The Hand Ninja is one that a lot of the G.I. Joe fans have been snapping up, because he looks like a red ninja from the G.I. Joe line. And in fact, if you look at his, the strap he has across his chest, where is he? Yeah. That's the same exact strap that Storm Shadow has in the G.I. Joe line. So G.I. Joe fans have been snapping him up to army build their red ninjas for that line. And of course, you have regular Marvel Legends fans who would just want to army build hand ninjas. So he's a tricky figure to find. The only ones of these I've seen at retail are Peter Parker, the Prowler, and Frogman. And the only reason I didn't pick those up at the time was because I'm kind of weird about what figures I want to get first, and she was the one I wanted the most, so I wanted to make sure I got her first. So, and Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham's pretty cool. It would have been nice to have a little more articulation on Spider-Ham, but, let's not push our luck. I never thought I'd have a Spider-Ham action figure to begin with, but the only articulation is at his head, but that's fine. He'll look good on your shelf. In fact, I'm going to put him on this shelf right now, just so I know where he is later. So, anyway, Spider-Gwen, highly recommend. Pick her up. Great figure. Even if you already have either of the other Marvel Legends Spider-Gwens, this is a really nice one to have. Highly recommend it. And that's pretty much it. We're going to talk to you next time. Bye.